Now, if you were scrolling through YouTube today, looking for you a little happy, joke, fun, ha video, guess what? This ain't it. Because I just got 4 words for you. You better watch out. And I ain't talking about you better watch out because Santa Claus coming to town. I'm talking about you better watch out because folks are getting crazy out here. And as we go into 2025 and beyond, guess what? It's only going to get worse because folks is crashing out. They money ain't right. They ain't feeling right about their situation. They done lost hope. And you better be on your P's and Q's. Because if you run across one of these crazy people out here, it could be your very, very last day. But you ain't got to believe me. You ain't got to believe me at all. Just watch this. And before we get into that, let me just tell you something. Fair use.
What a tragic story. 5 people, including 2 young children, after an apparent in DeKalb County. The shooting happened Saturday night at the Vineyards Flat Shoals apartment. Well, Atlanta News First Blake Devine talked to neighbors who are still in shock that this has even happened.
What started with a welfare check turned into tragedy as DeKalb County police discovered 5 people, including a 1-year-old little boy and a 5-year-old girl, in an apartment complex.
Oh my goodness, what's going on?
Tina Marie lives in the Vineyards at Flat Shoals Apartments.
It seemed like it was my...
Devastated that this happened.
For something like that to happen is really shocking. It's really, especially to children. And it hurts.
This all occurred just before 7:30 Saturday night as DeKalb County police are investigating this shooting as a domestic-related homicide.
You never would think that person would snap. You just don't see it coming.
At this point, it's still unclear who the suspected shooter was.
5 people.
Which is why Marie remains fearful.
A lot of times you do see and hear stuff going on. But a lot of people stay in the house and mind their own business.
Authorities still haven't released names of the 5 victims, although we know they also include a 43-year-old woman, 32-year-old man, and 26-year-old woman.
It's sad and it hurts. That's all I can say. It still makes me want to cry, the thought of it.
Police are still in the process of notifying family of this terrible tragedy. Reporting in DeKalb County, Blake Devine, Atlanta News First.
Now, I told you, folks is crashing out. And who would do that to some children? Man, listen, prayers to all the families involved. And I know you're probably sitting back like, man, isn't this a real estate or stock channel? Well, listen, this channel is all about improving yourself. And in this video today, we're going to talk about how to stay away from these crazies out here. But before we get to it, Genius Crew, you know what time it is. Drop the track. Welcome back. This is The Market Genius, and today I just want to remind you that in 2025, you need to get some business about yourself and stay away from crazy people, all right? Now, one of the couple things that I noticed out of this video right here, and listen, I get it, right? I definitely get it, but you want to do your best to get your money up, because if you stand in apartments like this in DeKalb County, yeah, it may not be somebody inside your apartment that end up doing you bad like this, but you got to watch your surroundings. So number one, hey, get some business about yourself. In 2025, you need to be out here hustling, doing everything you can to get your paper up so you don't even have to live in a place like this. Because I can tell you where these apartments are, man, that's a hood, straight up. And we ain't doing the hood no more in 2025. Genius Crew, if you part of the Genius Crew, listen, we ain't doing no hood. We gonna work day, night, morning to dark to make sure that our families is not in the hood. Because when you in the hood, hey, hood things just happen to seem, just seem to happen. And what if you would have been living next door to that? So I know you probably like, well, you know, none of the other neighbors got affected. Okay, but yeah, hey, bullets ain't got no name on it, and they could easily go through the wall, and that could have been you and your baby sleeping right there. So listen, number one, hey, we talking about 10 different things or 9 different things today to keep yourself out of crazy folks' way. Number one, get some business about yourself. And that brings me to my next point, folks. Listen, you got to stop doing the things that crazy people do, because when you doing the things that crazy people do, all right, you're going to get caught up in it. So if you out there doing drugs, you out there getting drunk and getting high all the time, hey, listen, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time before the person that you drinking, smoking, doing whatever, popping them beans, whatever you doing, it's just a matter of time before one of them do something to you. But listen, Like I said before, you ain't got to believe me. Check this out.
Police then found a handgun on the table. The office of the medical investigator is still identifying the victims. The teen is still being held at a local hospital for detox. He's charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder.
Yeah, see, I told you. You got to put them drugs down. You got to put the drink down. You got to put the tree down. You got to put it all down, because in 2025, guess what? You need to be having a clear mind to move around and see what's going on around you. Listen, don't play around. Now, I had somebody come up to me. The reason why I stopped drinking, shout out to my partner, Mike. Y'all go get Mike Skins. It's a win-win with Mike Skins. Got the best pork skins on the planet. You feel me? But the reason why I stopped drinking is because I was actually at Home Depot one day, right? I was at Home Depot. My buddy Mike came up to me. I didn't know him at the time. He just walked up to me and started talking to me. And I'm like, dude, what you want? You want some money or something like that? Why are you bothering me? I'm at Home Depot trying to get me some mulch for the yard. And he just walked up, started talking to me, telling me he got a potato chip company or whatever. And I'm like, dude, this is Atlanta. Everybody got some type of scam going. Like, get to the point. As we walking through the garden section, he like, look, man, he was like, man, I feel like God told me to give you a message. And I'm like, oh, man, what did God tell you to tell me? He was like, look, man, God told me to tell you to stop drinking. And I ain't never been like no alcoholic or anything like that. But he was just basically saying that God got a mission for your life. And if you continue to do things like drink and get drunk, you never know that one mistake that happens while you out of your mind, while you drinking, while you blacked out, whatever, right? That one mistake could derail God's entire mission for you. So if you are listening at this point in this video, I'm telling you that God got a mission for your life as well too. And I want you to put down the drink. In fact, you really shouldn't even have a problem putting down the drink, to be honest. I mean, yeah, you might as well go ahead and quit drinking because nothing good comes out of it. I mean, what's the benefit of, drinking and getting out of your mind when something can happen? You can end up doing something that puts you in the jail. You can end up drunk driving. Like I had a friend who ended up drunk driving, rear-ending somebody, went to prison for like 6-8 years, just like totally mess up, a lot of his life, or at least a good portion of his life because of that alcohol. So if you can hear me, I'm telling you right now, put down the drink. And I know y'all people like that. Y'all like, man, I don't even drink like that. I like to smoke. All right, well, listen, let me tell you something. 2025, with inflation where it is, with prices and everything that's going on right now, you don't have a reason to not be in your right mind. What are you doing? Life is exciting enough as it is. So I'm challenging everybody to go ahead, put it down. Put it down and evacuate yourself from what could possibly tear you down and all the stuff you done built up in life. And on top of that, listen, you got to stop hanging around people that don't got it all the way together. Now, you know good and well that that man or that woman or your friends or whoever ain't wrapped all the way tight. And maybe you the person in the car and you're like, you know what? Shoot, I don't really even need to be around these people. Well, you need to go ahead and get away from them, right? You need to go ahead and get away from them because I'm telling you, their next move is going to be to your detriment. Their next move is going to do something that is going to change your whole life. Or it could ultimately end up finishing your life. And it's just not worth it to be around those types of people. Now, there are so many different things that you could do in the meantime to where you can be around people that are about something, right? Go learn how to invest in real estate. There are so many workshops. I don't know where you live, but here in Atlanta, there's so many workshops. They have like the little tours that you go and look through neighborhoods of Atlanta and try to figure out houses that you can buy and fix and flip. Go and learn how to invest in stocks, right? Learn how to invest in crypto, right? All these places are communities that you can find like-minded individuals that won't slide on you, that bad things won't happen to you, right? You don't turn on the news and see like, hey, you know, this real estate investor was hanging out with a group of other investors and one of them got drunk and did this, right? But hey, you don't got to listen to me, all right? You don't got to listen to me, because you can end up messing with somebody who's irresponsible, and you can end up like this person for real.
Fresno police are investigating a shooting that left a 22-year-old woman dead Friday night. Detectives say her 2-year-old son pulled the trigger after a gun was left in her bedroom. Action News reporter Brianna Willis joins us live from police headquarters downtown with who could face charges and the important safety message after this tragic incident. Brianna.
Well, Delia, that mother has been identified as Jasenia Mina. Her family tells me she was a beautiful soul who touched the lives of everyone around her. Now, investigators say it was actually her boyfriend's gun that the young toddler fired, and the boyfriend was arrested. And now officers are reminding everyone to safely store your firearm. Heartbreak during the holidays. Investigators say 22-year-old Jasenia Mina died Friday night in Northeast Fresno because of an accidental shooting.
This is a very tragic and a very much preventable and avoidable incident.
Mina's boyfriend, 18-year-old Andrew Sanchez, allegedly had a gun in their apartment. She had 2 children, an 8-month-old girl and a 2-year-old son.
The firearm was stored in a location where the toddler accessed the firearm, and then at some point in time while handling that particular weapon, the toddler was able to manipulate the trigger, and it actually struck Mina as she was lying in bed.
Mina's sister telling Action News in a statement, in part, quote, "She was in the process of going back to cosmetology school and finishing her career. She was loving, caring, and always gave selflessly away whenever she had the opportunity. Now, because of her boyfriend's carelessness, his arrogance, his irresponsibility, and neglecting the request of my sister's wishes of never having a gun in her house, she's gone forever," end quote. Police say Sanchez was arrested for negligent storage of a firearm and felony child endangerment, but he has since spelled out, adding he has no criminal history.
I can't imagine this case being a misdemeanor. I would see felony charges in this particular case. If that's the case, and if he's convicted, it's 2, 4, or 6 years in state prison.
ABC 30 legal analyst Tony Capozzi says prosecutors will have to sort through a variety of evidence.
And if it was a young boy, check for gunshot residue on his hands. So there's a lot of things that need to be investigated and put aside before they actually file the charges, which they think are the negligent handling of the firearm.
Lock it. Now, this is a safe firearm.
A gun lock is a simple way to keep your firearm secured.
When you have it stored like this gun will not fire because you cannot put ammunition into it. When you don't have a lock like this gun can be fired, it can be loaded.
This tragedy, a reminder that where and how you store your gun can make the difference between life and death.
Do so in a manner that children do not access it. And for children that are watching this or that hear that, if you see a firearm, leave it alone, don't touch it, tell an adult.
And the family has set up a GoFundMe to help with funeral expenses. We have that for you on our website, abc30.com. Now, the Fresno Police Department does have a limited supply of gun locks here at their headquarters or any district location for free, so you can safely store your gun. Live in downtown Fresno, Brianna Willis, ABC 30 Action News.
See, I told you shouldn't be dealing around with certain people. And I read in the article that this guy was actually 18 years old. So a couple of things. Number one, why are you 22-year-old young lady? I mean, she was a pretty young lady. Rest in peace, sweetheart. What you doing with an 18-year-old? All right. And secondly, the 18-year-old, it was his firearm. So if you're 18, I don't know the gun laws in California, but I know here in Georgia, you can't possess a handgun at the age of 18 legally. So was that gun illegal? Were you dealing with somebody who was a criminal? Now, although he may not have had a criminal background, I'm sure that not only her, the family, and her friends, they saw the different type of signs that this dude was acting reckless and he might be a little crazy. So I'm telling you, you got to watch who you around out here. Ladies, if you getting signs that somebody around you is not wrapped all the way tight, if he is acting like he gonna put his hands on you, or if he involved in gang activities, listen, take your life seriously and get away from it. Get some business about yourself. Because I bet that if she could go back and actually meet one of those quote unquote lame guys, you know how some of y'all ladies do. Y'all don't like the lame guys. Y'all like the guys who give you excitement and make your heart beat out of nervousness and fear. But for whatever reason, that's enticing for a lot of y'all. If she could go back and change that, I'm pretty sure she would. And now those two kids, unfortunately, have lost her mother. And I don't know if he was the father, but he gonna be gone, like they said, for 2, 4, or 6 years, which to me ain't even enough, considering that that lady didn't make it almost 2, 4, or 6 years past the age of 21. So there's that. But like I said, you got to make sure you trust people's past. Like, if people got a past or doing things crazy or talking crazy, get away from them. Get away. I mean, honestly, you just can't ignore the signs. Like, reckless ain't cool. So just leave it alone. Especially you ladies. But some of the guys out here, you got reckless friends. So, you know, you just want to leave that alone, because you're going to end up, you know what I'm saying? What do they call it? In jail or hell? One of the two. That's where you're going to be at if you keep playing around. And last but not least, since this is a real estate channel, we got to talk about your home. All right? Now, I am a huge advocate of responsibly having a firearm or a couple in your home. Just in case somebody run off in there, you can be able to do something. Because listen, times it's getting tough for some people. Times are getting crazy for others. And people are doing some real crazy things. So you want to secure your home. So one of the couple of ideas of ways that you can secure your home is, number one, you need to have lights. You need to have light all the way around your house. No dark spaces, no crevices, no blind spots. Get you some cameras, put the signs in the yard. Now, that's not going to prevent anybody from doing anything. But you need to take precautions to make sure that your house is protected. Make sure you got that lighting. Make sure you got the cameras, alarm system, all of that. All right. Second thing is, like, if you on social media bragging about all the stuff you got, all the money that you make, listen, at the end of the day, you just becoming a target. You're literally trying to impress people that you don't know and making yourself a target, and increasing the chances of somebody coming to take you away from your family for good, because you want to show off for social media, all right? So cut all that bragging out. You know what I mean? Real money don't brag. I remember when I first got into trading 4 years ago, and I would have my days where I made, like, you know, a couple $1,000s off of a trade. Like, I would go to social media. Hey, you know, you got to come join my group. I need you to come join my group because I just made $4,000 off of this trade. I just made $1,000. I just made this. I just made that today. But guess what? I don't do it no more. Number one, because I don't care if you join my trading group. I really don't. That's your money. That's your future. And the second thing is, I ain't here to impress anybody. I don't care if you think I'm the poorest man on earth. Guess what? It still don't change what I make, what I do, and the bills that I got to pay, and the bills that, you know, that we got going on, and everything we do in our household here. So I ain't trying to impress anybody. And I'm trying to tell you to get on the same wave. Stop trying to impress people, because believe it or not, these goons, they out here, they watching and they plotting and they coming for you. I promise you that. But if you don't believe me, check this out.
Tonight, Montgomery County officials told the public to call police if they see the man in this photograph. 42-year-old Kelvin Roberts is wanted for murder and robbery connected to a home invasion that took place early Sunday morning.
These guys have guns, so we're concerned, and we're concerned for everybody's safety.
District Attorney Kevin Still telling us around 2 a.m., Roberts and another person broke into a home on Meredith Road in Lower Marion Township's Wynwood section. They went in through the basement. The residents, 61-year-old Bernadette Gaudio and her 25-year-old son Andrew, were inside. Authorities say when Andrew tried to fight off the robbers, he was shot dead. Gaudio, also shot, managed to call 911.
This is a terrible homicide. I mean, there's multiple shots that are fired, including one to the head of the victim, you know, which to me is execution style.
Police are looking for the white Hyundai pictured here, and they say that's Roberts in the driver's seat. License plate reads 24963 and has a handicap icon on the right side. Now, the other car police were looking for belonged to the victim, a Jeep Cherokee, and they found it here on the 5900 block of Sampson Street. They also tell us that home security footage played a key part on this block for them to be able to identify one of the suspects because he was seen in the footage holding a jewelry box that the victim had reported stolen.
It shows that they were in the house. They committed, a burglary, a robbery, a home invasion.
Montgomery County detectives were back on Sampson Street tonight. We're told back at the scene on Meredith Road, they found a hammer, plastic zip ties, and bullet casings.
I cannot tell you whether or not this was random or targeted. We still have a ways to go in the investigation.
From Lower Merion Township, Leah Uko, NBC 10 News.
And there you have it, folks. I'm telling you, folks is getting crazy. Folks is plotting out here. So you better run a tight ship. Make sure you keep everything tight in your house. But listen, you got to get as far away from crazy as possible. And that's why we have what we have going on over here at the Genius Crew. We have a community coming to where you can learn about how to invest in stocks, how to invest in real estate. And you can spend your time networking amongst other like-minded individuals. You ain't got to hang around Pookie and Ray Ray, all right? You ain't got to, I don't even know what the other cultures' names are for those types of people. You don't got to deal with those types of people, whether you're a man, a woman, you're young, you're old. We're creating a community of like-minded individuals that are focused on progress and doing great things for their family. So make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel. Stay tuned because we're going to be dropping that community really soon. And as soon as we drop it, all right, we want you to go ahead and become a part of it because, listen, we ain't got time for crazy. We're here to get paper, baby. That's all that we about. Get more paper, take care of our families, be great fathers and mothers to the ladies out there, brothers, sisters, all of that. Make sure everybody's good. But if you got a little bit more time and you on YouTube and you just got a little bit more time, I want you to watch this next video on your screen right now because I promise you, everything we drop is going to make you a better person. I'm the Market Genius. Peace.